can hit.
Showing his bravery in a rough physical fight, but taking the toughest pounding of his Whitaker cornered now.
Pernell Whitaker with those straight rights and a good left jab.
The suggestion is that scoring for the bout lies in the hands of the neutral judge, Melvina Lathan from the state of New York. Felix Trinidad.
Keep his jab a bit more active, not allow Pernell Whitaker to get too close. But once he gets close to you, he make him tender. Every time you step forward with your jab, he's going to bump it with your foot too. And Trinidad all night will have his feet on top, left foot on top of Whitaker's right foot.
Pernell's right foot. That's always what you watch, George. When a conventional fighter fights a southpaw, the two lead feet.
But some fighters don't need to slide forward as Trinidad does. He slides forward, and if he can't find that sliding, he's out of range. By hitting him in the side and in the chest.
Whitaker flat-footed, attacking, going more to the body than we're used to seeing him.
Trinidad 9 out of 27. All in all, CompuBox has Whitaker outlanding Trinidad 21-12 in the first round. And you can see that Harold Letterman saw the round for the man in blue, Sweet Pea Whitaker.
In 5 years, he should be able to handle anything.
Well, youth is youth, and that has not anything to do with it.
George doesn't trust them until they get past 40, Larry.
These veterans, they got some tricks that you've never seen before.
Trinidad with a straight right hand lead. Classic technique against the southpaw. Whitaker diving in, pounding Trinidad to the body, and Whitaker
move the next time. Don't get hit with 2 shots at a time.
Seven's warning Whitaker about a low blow. The two fighters landing mostly one punch at a time. Hard left hand from Trinidad as Whitaker reached with a right.
Well, I said earlier, Whitaker does not need to get hit with 2 punches at a time, because Trinidad, one shot hurts you. Duck and dodge the next time.
I got you. Let's go.
Whitaker's totally absent of any head movement now. Keeps his head straight, looking at a punch.
Hard left hand for Whitaker.
Like I said, you want to duck and dodge after you throw a shot and just before, because this guy can hit.
Now goes Whitaker on a straight right hand. Several fighters have had Pernell Whitaker.
That happened mainly because Whitaker has no head movement. You don't allow a guy to just pipe in just like you got a rifle and aim and shoot like that.
Crowd chanting Tito. Pernell Whitaker stepping up and shortening the distance.
Any footwork trying to get a knockout.
It's a more stationary Pernell Whitaker than we've ever seen at any time in his career. A man who has prided himself on the past, in the past.
Moving his head here and there, the fight turn into something he can handle. Make your opponent miss.
And the right hand lands for Trinidad. Whitaker sticking his jab after landing.
Now, Trinidad is real effective with 1 shot at a time because he's a puncher. Whitaker's going to have to put together 3 and 4 punches.
Onto the face of Whitaker, who looks to referee Benji Estevez as if to say, why don't you pull him off of me?
Like he's been physically challenged now. This is a macho thing. This guy going to run all over him if he doesn't fight.
Comes back with a left over the top, backs Trinidad up. Round 3, it became a slugging match. Trinidad landing 24-48, Whitaker 29 out of 62. But here's the
Rounds to 1, 29-27, Felix Trinidad. You got to give him an extra point for that knockdown in the second round. He's landing the cleaner, harder shot, so he won.
Having an easier time of it when he steps back a little bit. He's able to slide forward with his jab. It's a little easier stepping back jab and then going forward because Whitaker cuts him out with his right foot.
And the sliding the front foot forward.
That was the first good body punch by Trinidad this time. With a right to the
There, and another straight right.
Matures and gets older, you get a chance to see what he's made of, and we're seeing what Free does not take notice.
Out of 39 punches, 16 of 26 power shots. Cherry picking in effect against Whitaker. Taking a lot of hard shots.
You heard Whitaker started a dirty.
Yet. Hard left hand for Whitaker.
But at the same time, you don't want to pull him up. You want to keep his confidence. He's been winning a lot of boxing matches in the...
Pernell Whitaker surviving in Felix Trinidad's sights so far.
Trinidad is like some viper.
Part of the strategy isn't yet working. Pernell is not making him miss.
That Trinidad just waits and...
Viewers may look at him and say, well, he's skinny. Where does all the power come from?
No, look at the shoulders, right around the chest. Conceals it.
Being knocked down earlier in his career, Jim, he was wide open, throwing reckless punches. Trinidad is a much more controlled fighter now than he was in those days.
Pernell Whitaker showing a pretty stiff chin as he takes two vicious right hands from Trinidad.
Well, but you got to understand that Whitaker has a few, 2 or 3 more tricks up his sleeve. No sleeves on, but he has a trick or two.
I'd like to know what they could be. Nobody had ever looked good fighting Whitaker. Felix Trinidad looks good fighting Whitaker.
Got his eyes wide open over the southpaw. He's able to stand his position.
Leather early in this round. Maintained his balance. And now Trinidad slows down as Whitaker lands the left across the top.
Yeah, at some point or another, if this fight continues this fashion, you want a patient fighter. He can distribute his power. Trinidad believed that his punch and throw was legal.
That he has to stay in there and do some damage. He has to do something. If he gets in front of him, left, right, makes no difference. He's winning this fight on clean punching, effective aggressiveness. He's just walking forward and whacking Pernell Whitaker with those straight rights and a good left jab.
Whitaker, for the moment, has succeeded in taking the large Trinidad rooting section out of the...
That's what you want a puncher to do, is follow you around so that you can...
He almost certainly got a point back on the scorecards, but if the date with the canvas, Trinidad going back to the right-hand lead, and once again, and at some point, given the fact that his corner is telling him he's ahead on the scorecards, you wonder if Trinidad will stop trying to knock Pernell out and box with him using his reach to control the fight.
He has no other means. That's all he knows is the knockout. Fighting Sweet Pea to throw these shots in.
Brilliant uppercut. Pernell wobbled again. Trinidad steps in to try to finish. 4 more straight right hands and he might knock the man out.
Trinidad is thinking, he's hitting me all right, but that doesn't hurt me. Whitaker can feel that he's not hurting.
Did you ever think you'd see Pernell Whitaker fighting as though the best defense is a good offense?
He's in against something that only comes along every now and then, these Trinidad type fighters.
Whitaker trying to match Trinidad uppercut for uppercut.
Than the one we saw last week.
In that round, another big rally left in the 35-year-old Hall of Fame fighter.
You know what? Trinidad's corner told him to stay away from...
I think he'd be doing something foolish if he tried to coast in.
Well, I think George made the point.
This is a 2-year older Whitaker than De La Hoya faced.
Well, that's exactly the point. There'll be a lot of material here for the De La Hoya skeptics who will say that Trinidad created considerably more combustion against Purnell than Oscar was able to do, but how does this Purnell compare to the Purnell of April 7, 1997, or April 12, 1997? I think he's a whole
right hand, shoots him like a guy with a pistol. And no matter what you do to him, it doesn't discourage him. I think we better get ready to follow Trinidad around for a while. Good body shot by Purnell Whitaker.
Whitaker, who's probably taken more big power shots in this fight than in any other fight in his career, gets hit with the right hand again.
These are two thoroughbreds going at it. Boy, can you just imagine what Purnell Whitaker at his age is going through to fight this young stud? He's in with a better fighter tonight in his facial mannerism. 7 rounds to 2, a big 6-point lead for Felix Tito Trinidad. Jim, effective, aggressive right hands, and the clean left hooks is walking right through him.
I was Whitaker corner. I'd tell him, look, show the world you're the best boxer around.
He's going to have to find a way to Tito Trinidad's ribcage, and unfortunately getting there means going through a hail of Trinidad artillery.
One foot at a time. Catch him as he lift him up.
Straight left hand for Trinidad. Drives Whitaker into the ropes. Left hand to the body by Trinidad. Whitaker parrying with his jab and trying to pound with the left hand. Whitaker cornered now. He sits down on his butt. Esteves won't throw the knockdown.
Okay, come on.
But in round 10, Felix Trinidad picking his shots, landed 23 of 34 punches. He's going to wind up the fight, landing more than half his punches against
doing what you're doing. Don't try to coast in for a decision.
You could have done pretty hard left hand for Whitaker, momentarily backs Trinidad up. And add to all of the other Trinidad assets,
Have the power there.
Yeah, but if he can avoid a knockdown, George, or a knockout, he's won the fight. So he can give up these rounds as one-point rounds.
Because even if Purnell...
That was not a low blow. That was right on the border.
Whitaker doing his best to make Esteves believe it was a low blow.
Esteves was correct.
Trinidad just missed with a home run swing with the right hand.
I think that Trinidad should finish this fight trying to get a knockout. Forget about this point, Colton. Forget about any...
To try to reverse the seemingly irreversible momentum of this fight by anything short of a dramatic, career-changing... Range finding with the right jab, trying to find a way to land one more big left hand. Straight right hand has been such a powerful piece of weaponry for Trinidad all night. It's been a fast-paced fight most of the way. You could understand to the body. He's looking upstairs here, and he's not getting much reward for his efforts.
It seems that Trinidad is all about 100%, nothing else. When he slacks up 1 inch, just doesn't have it.
So we're narrowing it down in the welterweight division. Forte tried against De La Hoya. De La Hoya was more man in the 12th. Whitaker's trying to produce one last stand against Trinidad.
Ed has made his case by looking better against Whitaker than De La Hoya did. He is a more natural boxer and two-handed puncher, which does not mean he would beat De La Hoya in a fight between them.
Purnell Whitaker showing his bravery in a rough physical fight, but taking the toughest pounding of his career. And as Whitaker sits down again to avoid Trinidad's punches, the crowd calls for a knockout. Esteves pulls them apart. 10 more seconds to go. The two big welterweight dramas in the desert and in the garden both go the distance.
Perfect.
He is an outstanding fighter.
CompuBox numbers give Whitaker credit for landing only 6 punches in the 12th round, as mostly he swung away with the left hand, hoping to land something big. He never went about the systematic body assault that I felt would have been his only chance. Highlights of the bout, we told you about Felix Trinidad's penchant